Good afternoon, Scott here, known as Cantaloupe to some online, and I'm bringing another video to you on a subject that's interesting to me. It might be of interest to you or someone you know. I'm spending another beautiful day at the river today. It's almost July, and everything is great here. I've been spending a lot of time here if you've been watching my videos. But anyway, I want to talk about a video I just saw online. I want to react to it, and it's by a young lady named Leanna Jo, who is asking a question, or at least that's how I'm interpreting the video. She says she's not clear about what she's going to do moving forward in regards to the issue, and she doesn't actually ask the question, but I'm interpreting it as an opportunity to answer the question. She had apparently a number of videos of herself on YouTube, and at some point met a person who became her significant other. They started dating, and she actually lived with this person, it sounds like, and they had a reservation about her online activities. They had taken issue with her accepting money specifically for her activity online, and she has now broken up with this person, it sounds like, as of this video that I just watched. And again, it's going to be linked in the description below if you want to check it out. She's broken up with this person. I don't know why they broke up, but it sounds like this issue did not help matters, that they didn't understand each other or communicate it effectively. But I want to present the logic behind a person perhaps changing their online behavior when they get into a relationship, because there's something to that, something that I don't believe she understands or expressed in her video. So pause that idea just for a second. I want to give you a little bit of background about investing. It's connected. I swear it's connected, and this will be a short video. Investing is in you spend money on an idea or a service or a product or a company with the expectation that their profits will increase and you'll make money as a result. So what happens when you spend money on that kind of thing? It's called an investment, and you have a stake, or a number of shares or stocks, if you will, in that idea or company. Now, as a stakeholder, your fortunes will be affected by what happens, the outcome, that is. So you invest something at a risk because you don't know for sure what's going to happen. It's going to go up or down, the stock value, and you may lose money, you may get money, you may profit, but it's not guaranteed. So there's a bit of uncertainty to it. There's a little bit of a gamble to investing. But every kind of investment that you have is going to have a stake, and you become a stakeholder when you give money to somebody or something. So here's the thing. Now, maybe you already see where I'm going with this, but as your significant other, you want an exclusive stake in that person's life, especially if she's a female, because she can get pregnant, all right? Now, it's male instinct, whether you agree with it or not. It serves a very important, productive purpose to possess a female if you are serious about a relationship, so that you can protect your genetic integrity. You don't want to end up as a male raising a surprise offspring by some other male, because that is, evolutionarily speaking and historically speaking, the worst case scenario for genetic propagation. You want your genes to propagate, not the competitors, not the neighbors or some other random dude. Okay, now this is pretty obvious. Assuming the female is fertile, she's the one who carries the baby. Now, it's a physiological fact that men don't get pregnant. I don't want to argue about that. It's true. So, and because of that, men have a different set of logical freedoms and capabilities. Okay, you may or may not agree with that as well. But in the jungle, men tend to be more promiscuous than women, and it's for a purpose. It's so that their genes can spread, and the women can know who the dad was. Okay, it's very important in terms of support and ownership. Now, I mentioned stakeholders. Ownership and stakeholders are connected, right? So if another man or another interest, it doesn't even have to be a man, it could be a company such as Playboy or whoever, if they're giving you income in addition, that is supplemental income or exclusive income alongside to the man's support, if you are with somebody, if you are actually saying that you're with somebody and it's real, it's a real relationship, that's a conflict of interest for him, because all of a sudden there's another stakeholder, okay? Another stakeholder. As soon as you accept, as a female, as soon as you accept payment, that is some kind of support or contribution, even if it's from your parents, even if it's from anybody, a friend, a family member, that person has, whether they admit it or not, a stake in your happiness at that point, a stake in your future, your schedule, your prosperity, your health, and everything, because there really are very few gifts, except for in the event of some kind of office exchange where nobody knows where it came from and it's just for fun, but that's an outside case. In the case of specific support to a known individual from a known individual, whether they say they expect something in return or not, there is a debt. As soon as you accept that money and spend it, there's a debt. Okay, so it's a conflict of interest because all of a sudden it's a violation of what is called exclusivity. This is a lot of words, but it's true. Okay, this is the best way I can explain it. Your boyfriend or husband wants, on an evolutionary level, on a genetic, instinctive level, to have exclusivity with you. If he's serious, if he cares about you, especially if you're fertile. I mean, he's going to have the instincts even if you're postmenopausal, even if you've been sterilized or if you've had some kind of surgery or disease that made you sterile. He's still going to have those instincts if he's a normal human male. It just happens. But especially if you're fertile, if you're a young lady, if you're attractive, that he's going to have a set of instincts that includes jealousy, that includes protection, that he's going to be wanting to provide for you exclusively, probably in addition to other females in a natural setting. Now, we've gotten away from that, and that's a digression in this video. I'm not going to get into polyamory and polygamy all in this video, but these are things that are normal and healthy and natural in the jungle, so to speak, a metaphorical jungle, not really a jungle, but you know what I mean, that the men don't get pregnant, and it creates a very specific and unique set of roles and circumstances that women just unfortunately cannot partake in because they need to know who to call dad. The family, the woman's family, needs to know who the father was, or else suddenly there's a mouth to feed. And if you don't think that an extra mouth to feed, or a number of extra mouths to feed without a father to put a name to, if you don't think that matters, you haven't paid bills. God bless you. Kids are expensive. I mean, whether you're living in an economy like we have, a modern economy, or if you're living again in the figurative jungle where everything's basically free, you still have a lot of work to do. You have to gather food and water and resources to clothe and shelter this new child. And I tell you, if you don't even know who the dad was, that's a big problem, and it will cost lives. An unexpected pregnancy can cost lives if there are existing children living on the edge of poverty. So there's a lot to talk about, but suffice to say that these are instincts you're picking up. And I'm sorry your boyfriend or husband couldn't explain this, but he has, it sounds like, some healthy instincts of protection. He wants exclusivity because it's normal and healthy towards the female. And unfortunately, last thing I'll say at 8 minutes, in modern times, in this day and age, the internet has replaced many of these roles, hasn't it? The ability of women to easily just smile on camera and maybe show some skin has replaced the traditional roles that used to be fielded by men, by their husbands and boyfriends. You can marry the internet. You literally can. You can go get a job with Hustler or Pornhub or Playboy and get all your bills paid. But what's the trade-off? Okay, final point. What's the trade-off? Well, all of a sudden you alienate the human men who would be interested because you become a lot less appealing. And honesty, it matters. It matters. If you're a porn star, you're going to find a harder time landing a very high-quality mate. I stand by this comment. Most decent dudes are not going to want to date a porn star, period. Okay, so it's some degree of that if you're still selling your videos. Now, maybe it's not hardcore. Maybe you're not a full-time porn actress. But if you're selling content that shows your person and your body online, girlfriend, you're meddling in his job at that point. So you got to make a decision. And I'm not saying what you should do. I'm helping you understand by way of explanation why he got upset. You got to make a choice, and sooner is better than later. Just before 10 minutes. It's a hard choice for a lot of women, and some women choose to marry the internet. I'll be honest about it. They make that choice. They say, I'm confident that the network's never going to go down, that my beauty's going to stay high enough to pay my bills, and I'm going to create this reputation and this history for myself in the name of short-term profit. And it's a stupid-ass move. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm judging a little bit because I care about women in general. I think that it's a bad move because it's short-term profit. Networks go down, beauty fades, and when your husband is the cloud, you can do better, girlfriend. You can do better. Your attention should, your body and your sexuality Your appearance should be reserved for someone whose attention is a compliment. I'll say that again. Your sexuality, your nudity should be reserved for someone whose attention is a compliment, not some, random, nebulous, who knows who it was. So over 10 minutes, reach out if you like with questions or comments. And I only mean to help. I hope people are healthy and happy as a community and as individuals. That's the only goal of my video here. So try not to be too mean in your comments if you disagree. Thank you. Bye.